Oh, what's happening, guys? I know we said we're going to go live at 3 o'clock, but moved this out a little bit earlier. And hold on once. Just letting you know I'm live. Okay. So, yeah, come in. Well, Finn's helping me out here if you want for 1 second. We have a freeze coming up this weekend, and with the additional issue of it being Christmas weekend, a lot of us are probably going to get busy and not think about winterizing our rigs. Freezing temperatures can cause absolute havoc on your equipment in this. Water expands. It's going to blow things out. We've literally seen pumps cracked. We've seen cylinders on pumps get pushed out. Brass is a relatively soft metal out there, and in a battle between it and ice, the ice is going to win, frankly. So I know people that are living, Central Alabama, Central Georgia. Y'all probably already have this whole winterizing thing down pat. You're used to it. It's a little different for us in the South here. You're a goofball. It's a little different for us in the South, and we don't have to deal with this a lot, thankfully. Yeah, and we're back from reading some of the comments. We're back from Tahoe now. And obviously, I've got Finn. He's out of school. He's been helping me up here at the store this week, and he is being very goofy online. But somebody mentioned out here, keep it above 32 degrees. Correct, yes. 32 degrees, that's going to help a great deal out there. High of 15 tomorrow here, low of 6 tonight. Thankful for a climate-controlled shop. Obviously, that's a big deal right there, too. If I always remember Gerard Peterson. He had a great video he used to do about winterizing his equipment, and it was pull it into a shop and close the door, turn the heater on. A lot of guys, especially there's so many new guys in this industry, they're not necessarily used to having that luxury of being able to put this in a garage. And what they're going to have to deal with is leaving a rig outside in temperatures that they're not used to. South Alabama, getting down hard freeze. Panhandle, Florida, hard freeze. I saw even down where Ocala area could be down around 24 this weekend. And like I said, we're also coupling that with a Christmas break where a lot of people might not be paying as much attention as they should. So main thing you want to do is get the water out of your pumps and get your water out of the rigs. If you have a ball valve at the end of a hose, well, just make sure you open that ball valve up. Just, your hoses at the end, turn the ball valve on. Water will help drip out there. A lot of times where you have a freeze, you'll actually have like a rope of ice coming out of it as the water freezes in your hose and it pushes it on out. Anywhere that's going to collect water in your machine, try to just get rid of the water in collection points. In your pumps, get rid of the water if you can. A lot of you guys that are living in northern climates, y'all are already dealing with, you have systems that are plumbed with antifreeze, and you know how to handle this type of scenario. For us Florida crackers, it's a little bit different. This freezing stuff is very strange for us. We don't necessarily deal with it that well. We don't drive on icy roads, and we don't drive on icy roads, and but we can also get unstuck from a sandy beach. So potato there. Yeah, Finn, there you've got some fans out there looking at your silliness. But I wanted to go over a couple of things as far as ways we can quickly winterize. As I mentioned, your ball valve. Keep all ball valves open on there. Bleach is not going to freeze at as low of a temperature as water is. So if you can also drain the water out of your tank, bleach has a lower freezing point. I believe it's about 24 degrees. I could be a little mistaken, but I'm somewhere close on that. Rich, you're exactly right. One of the things we used to do before we ever had a shop and we deal with freezes occasionally is we would put a reflective tarp over the rig and then hang up a good old-fashioned incandescent work light close to any pump that we had, and that would help create enough warmth around that pump to keep it from freezing. Never had a problem whenever we did that. You are a goofball. So yeah, incandescent shop light, hang it by your pump, throw a tarp over that. That should generate enough warmth. I've also heard of guys wrapping stuff in electric blankets. That will help. That will help as well. Heating pad, electric blanket. Put that right there on your. Don't you hit that mouse? Okay, they can't see you there, goofball. They can't. Heating pad. Put it right on the area of the pump. Sorry, it's a little distracting doing this with a 7-year-old, but I just love him. Okay, something else we can do if we want to try to get that water out of the machine, wherever we have a quick connect, if we have one on a hose reel, if you have one going into your swivel right there, pop your quick connect off. However, if you don't have a quick connect, get the crescent wrench out, take your swivel off right there. Take a swivel off. I mean, it's only going to take 5 minutes to reinstall it whatsoever, but that's going to give another place for that water to go. It might mean the difference between you losing one small piece of equipment instead of blowing a hose and a swivel and a pump. Yeah, it's a little bit distracting. Rich, yeah, ceramic vertical heater, another great thing to use. Booster pumps. One of the things you can do with a booster pump, one of the most underutilized things on this booster pump is this 1/4-inch port right here. You take that, you can open this up. You can drain your booster pump right here if you've got it all hard plumbed in on this side. With like a pro switch, but take this little 1/4-inch port out right here, and the it'll drain everything out from here into there. Real big help to get your stuff drained out. Again, your pressure pumps. If you have a portable pump, like a direct drive that would go onto an engine, bring it in the garage, carry it inside. That's going to help. If you've got something trailer mounted that you can't get rid of, one of the things love to do is to take off the unloader along in there. You can even take off any of the ports on this side if they're not being used, just to open it up. Because remember, when water freezes, that ice is going to expand. And I've literally lost cylinders on these pumps before because I let them freeze. So as far as the North Florida is concerned, just make sure all of our hoses are broken loose. All of our ball valves are open. Heat lamp, big help, especially if you can throw a reflective tarp over that heat lamp to help trap that heat in. Couple of more things here. Yes. Other guys are going to be selling a winterizing equipment. And, you buy a lot of professional grade equipment at several places, and they already have antifreeze tanks on them. In fact, worked on one not too long ago that a guy got out of Delaware, and it had an antifreeze system on the pressure washer. We just don't really need them down here because we're only dealing stuff, with a freeze maybe 3-4 times a year. North Florida. Last year, I don't even know if we ever really froze at all. Rich, and I'm glad you mentioned that, and somebody else did too. You can blow air out, get your little, gun on your air compressor, and anywhere you don't touch that. No, I don't want you to. Don't mess with that. Don't do it. Hey. Stick it into the end of one of your lines to make sure that it's opened on there, and blow it out. That'll help get rid of that water. If there's no water in there to freeze, you're not going to get that kind of expansion on there. So just something else that you can do to your, let's be quiet for a second. Something else you can do to get rid of that air and or that water out of the system. Also, more sugar. Yeah. You want a Red Bull? You want another Red Bull, buddy? So, air blowing out your lines, get rid of water in the line, crack any kind of valves you have open. If you don't have valves to crack open your hard points that are on there. Just also remember, anything that you do, you need to reverse before you start your machine up again, or you're going to have leaks out there. So remember what points that you take and do that. Hey, go ahead and sit up here. Sit up, sit. It's lost. It's gone. He's off the rails. Santa's coming. Yep. Santa's coming, and we're a little distracted right here. Anyway, just remember, if you're in North Florida, South Georgia, South Alabama, where you usually aren't dealing with freezes, Central Florida, you are about to deal with a freeze. So, protect your. I'm done. Protect your equipment this weekend. And Merry Christmas. Hope y'all all have a wonderful Christmas time. Bye. Say bye. Bye. Oh my God.